My commanding officer told me I'd never amount to anything, then I became his boss. I was a private first class in 2008, working motor pool maintenance at Fort Hood. My platoon leader was this captain named Ryan Hartley. Guy was obsessed with perfect paperwork and regulations. If your maintenance logs had one crossed out number, he'd make you redo the entire week. One day I forgot to fill out a vehicle inspection form before taking a Humvee to get fuel. Honest mistake. I'd been up for 20 hours straight doing repairs. Hartley called me into his office and spent 30 minutes destroying me. Not yelling, which would have been better, just cold, calculated disappointment. Private Ellis, you lack attention to detail. You lack discipline. You lack the basic competence required for military service, he said, looking at me like I was dirt on his boot. I've seen hundreds of soldiers come through here, and I can spot the ones who won't make it. You're one of them. Save everyone time and get out after your first contract. I was 20 years old. Those words crushed me. I actually started looking into not re-enlisting, but then I got angry. I decided to prove him wrong. I studied for every promotion board like my life depended on it. Volunteered for every school, every training opportunity, every deployment. Made specialist in 2 years, sergeant in 4. In 2012, I applied for officer candidate school. My chain of command supported it, except for one evaluation that came through. Hartley, who'd moved to a staff position, wrote that I showed limited potential for leadership roles. I got accepted anyway. Graduated OCS in 2013 as a second lieutenant. Spent the next 8 years grinding. Deployed twice. Got my master's degree. Made first lieutenant, then captain, then major. By 2021, I was a major working in personnel management at Fort Hood. That's when I saw the name on a reassignment list. Captain Ryan Hartley, finally getting promoted to major after spending way too long as a company commander. He was being assigned to my department. I would be his raider, meaning I'd write his evaluations and control his career progression. The day he reported, I was in my office when my clerk announced him. "Sir, Major Hartley here to sign in." I told her to send him in. He walked through the door with his paperwork, started to introduce himself, then stopped cold when he recognized me. "Ellis? Major Ellis," I corrected him. "Have a seat, Ryan." I let him sit there in uncomfortable silence for a moment, the same way he'd done to me 13 years earlier. "I've reviewed your file," I said. "You've had a decent career. Not outstanding, but decent. Seems like you've plateaued, though. Took you 9 years to make major. That's longer than average." His jaw was tight. He knew exactly where this was going. "I remember when you told me I'd never amount to anything, that I should get out and save everyone the trouble." "Sir, I'm not finished. You told a 20-year-old kid he was worthless. You almost convinced me you were right." I pulled out his evaluation form. "Here's the thing. I'm not you. I don't tell people they're failures. I don't crush young soldiers because they made a mistake." I slid the form across the desk. "You're going to work for me, and you're going to do good work, because that's what professionals do. Your evaluation will be based on your performance, nothing else. We clear?" "Yes, sir." "Good. Report to your desk. We've got a lot of work to do." He stood up, saluted, and left. For the next 18 months, Hartley was one of my best officers. Turns out he was actually pretty good at his job when he wasn't busy telling people they were garbage. When his evaluation came up, I rated him highly. He deserved it based on his work. The day before he transferred to his next assignment, he knocked on my door. "Sir, I owe you an apology. What I said to you back in 2008 was wrong. You proved me wrong in every way possible." I nodded. "Apology accepted. You're a good officer, Ryan. Just remember what it felt like to be that private getting torn down. Lead people up, not down." He never became my peer. Last I heard, he retired as a major. I made lieutenant colonel 2 years ago.